Hello and welcome fellow YouTubers and guitar player. As I watch quite a lot of YouTube videos about the late Eddie Van Halen recently, I stumbled over a video yesterday with the title Understanding Eddie Van Halen's Mind-Blowing Tapping Technique. Full of expectations, I watched the video from the beginning to the end, but a bit disappointing. It was just another tutorial about Eddie's tapping overture Eruption. As someone who was there from the very beginning, 42 years ago when the first Van Halen record came out, trying to figure out what is going on, I thought, wow, maybe it's a bit more than just Eruption to mention about what Eddie created, what Eddie brought up at that time, what Eddie made popular with the tapping technique. He did not invent the technique, we all know, but he made it so popular we all locked ourselves in our rooms and tried to copy what Eddie was doing. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to criticize any fellow guitar player or instructor, and surely not someone who has about 2 million subscribers, and I think the video at that time when I watched it already had about 80,000 views. But I thought, wow, Eddie Van Halen's mind-blowing tapping technique is a bit more than just Eruption. And then I decided, okay, well, my channel only has about 200 plus subscribers, but it's 2020 and there are maybe still people out there who want to know or have to learn the basics of tapping. And then I decided, okay, let's do an instructional video. But once again, with all due respect to all the other fellow guitar instructors or guitar players out there who maybe already produced a video about Eddie Van Halen's mind-blowing tapping technique. Okay, let's get started. For the beginner, I'd say let's focus on the basic A minor pentatonic first. Every one of us has to learn sooner or later, or will learn, the A minor pentatonic, or let's say in general the minor pentatonic. So let's get started. I know you've heard that a million times. A minor pentatonic on the 5th fret, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. A minor pentatonic. So what we do now with our basic first approach to tapping technique is we take the second position of this A minor pentatonic. It would start on the 8th fret. 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. But we take the notes that we can't reach with our left hand from the second position, and we use our index or middle finger. I prefer the middle finger, and we tap this note. So what we do is just simple, we tap on it. And the next thing what we have to do is we pull the note off, the string off, the finger off the string. Okay, now I got it. Tap. Okay. Well, you could do either downwards or upwards. I leave it up to you. Is really, I prefer downwards for 42 years now. And as I said, it's up to you. So, okay, what I do now is the left hand got the 5th and 8th fret from the A minor pentatonic on the high E string. I tap the 10th fret on the high E string, and then I pull off to my pinky. Okay? And then the next, I pull off my pinky as well. So I got, okay, I'm pretty sure every one of you has done that already. Okay, so I rush through it. I do the same thing on the B string. Now my positions change. I got ring finger and index finger on 5th and 7th fret on the G string and the 9th fret with my right hand. So far we have left hand stays the same position, 5 with the index finger, 7 with the ring finger, but my right hand moves up 1 fret, of course, 10th fret on the D string. I do exactly the same on the A string. And then I got to change, I need my pinky again on the 8th fret of the low E string and the 10th fret. Okay. For the absolute beginners, just sit there, take some, I recommend some distorted sound. Why? Of course you could say, well, just practice without any sound, but you might miss maybe that the most difficult part is that you don't cause too much noise on the other strings. You know what I mean? So I prefer some not too high gain distorted sound and then get started. And of course you can do the same thing the other way around. Okay. So that was the first part. Pull-offs. Tap, pull off, pull off. What we can do now, the right hand does the same, but the left hand does a hammer on. So that means I start again, but then I pull off to my index finger on the 5th fret on the high E string. And hammer on my pinky on the 8th fret. Okay, one more time. Pull offs or hammer ons. Okay? And then we can go through the pentatonic again. Okay, so we have the two basic techniques, hammer on and pull-offs. Well, okay, other way around. First I showed you the pull-offs and the hammer-ons. So what we can do now next is only just about the A minor pentatonic. You guys know you can use the A minor pentatonics about whatever. Whatever, or blues in A. Okay. What I just did is, when you're okay with the basic technique, you can start to create some kind of patterns. So that means let's do the following. I call it the stairway technique. You play what we just had, pull-offs on the high E string, B string, and G string. But then you go back one string, back to the B string. Then again 3 strings, and then back one more. And back one more. Okay, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, back, 2, 3, back, 2, 3, back. Yeah. Okay, of course you can do the same thing with the hammer-ons. Okay. You can also start from the low E string. Or the same thing. I think you guys got the idea. I don't want to make it too deep, as it gets maybe a bit boring. Next thing what you could try is a thing called string skipping. That means I start again, let's say with the pull-offs, but then I skip one string, the B string, and I jump to the G string. Remember the fingering, 5, 7 and 9. Then I go back to the B string, skip G string. Not that easy if you're really a beginner, because you have to remember, okay, the position here, like this, and the right hand. It's quite easy because it's all 10th fret, but oops, on a G string it's the 9th fret. Okay, one more time. B string, E string, sorry, G string, back the B string, skip the G string, go back to G, okay. Like this, okay? Of course, same with hammer-ons. Okay, now let's get a bit more advanced. We're still in the A minor pentatonic, really basic stuff, simple stuff you have to learn sooner or later anyway. What makes it more interesting now is when you're able to memorize your pentatonic, and I'm still in A minor. Of course you can move it, you can play G minor, F minor, C minor, wherever, but at the end it's always the same approach. What you can do now, we start again with our basic tap, pull off, but what my right hand does now, it moves up the fret, the fretboard with the other notes of the A minor pentatonic. So we're not playing this way anymore, we're playing horizontal. So okay, let's check. What notes do we have? We have the D, we got the E on the 12th fret, we got the G on the 15th fret, and back to the A on the 17th fret. Okay, slowly. Same thing on the B string. Oops, where are we? It starts the same. 10, 8, 5. But then up to 13 we need the C in A minor pentatonic. Then it's the same. 15th fret the D. And 17th fret the E. Okay, let's move to the G string. G string we already remember, we got the 9th fret, 9, 7, 5. Then we need the G on the 12th fret, A on 14, and then on the 17th the C. Back, A, G, and E. Okay, one more time. 9, 12, 14, 17. You can surely figure out by yourself, but I rush through it a little bit now, otherwise it gets really too boring. 10, 12, 14 and 17. On a D string, 10, 12, 15 and 17. On the A string, and then the low E string, same like the high E string, it's 10. Don't forget you need the pinky. 12, 15, 17. Okay, so of course you don't need to walk all the way up and all the way down and then the same on the next string. Just try to develop your own ideas. Okay, I think you got the idea. Start on maybe on the simple high E string and just try to something like this. You're busy. If you're a beginner, you will be busy, I promise. Now get a bit bored with the A minor pentatonic, and we all know for the blues, for the rock players, there is the B5, the flat 5. So we can play so if we walk up the scale, A, C, D, and then we got the E flat. So our A minor pentatonic can be extended with the B5, the flat 5, and that's the note E flat. So okay, now I gotta figure out, okay, where are the E flat notes on the other strings? There it is, 11th fret on the E string. And whatever, I guarantee you, if you have your rhythm guitar player play some riff in A, whatever, and then you do this, they will all say, "Woo, wow, sounds good." Eddie's still alive. We all miss you, bro. Let's figure out what we can do on our B string. Well, we could make it a bit excited. That's the E, and the E flat, of course, is 1 fret below. So what we could do, but that makes it a bit tricky now. We could do something like this. That's maybe technically a bit advanced for the beginners, but what we do is basically I play the E flat on the 4th fret, I play the E on the 5th fret with my middle finger, and then I use my pinky for the G note. And the right hand we already know. Again, we got an E flat up here as well. If you're a beginner, no worries, I will come back to this kind of technique where the left hand plays 3 notes in the next chapter. Okay, What we can do as well is, you have all heard this basic rock guitar lick. Basically what I do, I bend a note with my left hand and then I tap. But the problem now is, as I bend the string, the note I tap will also be a note higher. Whoops! So that makes things a bit more complicated. Now we're really syncing notes, okay? So I bend the D note up to the E. Now I don't tap the 9th fret because this would be F sharp instead of E. I tap the 10th fret, what would be a wrong note. But as I bend the string, it will sound a whole note higher. So that would be G then. So that means I tap the 12th fret. We will hear the A, that's true. Then I can play the A, but now I'm not strictly in a minor pentatonic anymore, because when I bend the A a whole step higher, we will hear the B. But don't worry, it's okay, trust me, you can do it. But then to make it sound the C, I'll need to tap the 15th fret. So I tap 10, 12, 14, 16 and 17. But it will sound 12, 14, 16, 17 and 19. Ooh, it gets complicated. Well, maybe for the beginners. The advanced guys, they already helmet. Come on, keep going. Is there anything new you're gonna teach us? But for the beginners, it's really important to understand, if you bend the string with your left hand one note higher, and then everything you do with your right hand, the tap, also sounds, of course, a whole note higher. So I tap the F, but you will hear, of course, the G. Ouch! Why does it sound wrong? Of course, because what I did, I played the 16th fret on the G string, but you hear the 18th fret on a G string, and that's just simply the C sharp, and you don't need a C sharp in A minor. So you have to think about it. Also, the technique with the left hand is quite a bit advanced. So what I do, I release the band. So bend, tap, release and bend again. You guys are still with me? Yes? Need a break? No problem. Let's go back to something way easier. When we started, what we said is that basically we focus on the A minor pentatonic, and we only want to play the notes of the A minor pentatonic in the main position on the left with the left hand, and then we extend it with our right hand. What I can do now is simple. I can still stick to my basic first technique that I just fall down the strings, or maybe, but I do this on a different position with my right hand, not just the second position. I can go to the third position, and it's pretty easy because it would be, so everything 12th fret, but the B string has to be the 13th fret, the note C. That's something I could do, or whatever. Okay, I can go up here on the 15th fret, 15, 15, 14, 14, 15, 15. Something like this. And then it becomes really simple. Up here on the 17th fret is exactly what I already play here, so I basically play octaves. Easy for the right hand because it's just all on one fret. I'm not sure whether I've mentioned it, but of course you know by yourself that you can also tap more than just once. Like, let's say, okay, for the beginners, once again, the left hand is still in the main position, A minor pentatonic, everybody already knows. And the right hand now is doing exactly the same what the index finger on my left hand does. I'm just all in one fret. So basically our basic pull off thing would be okay, sounds quite impressive. Or maybe okay, I think you got the idea. Okay, the final thing what we can do with the A minor pentatonic sing or pentatonic sing, whatever, is, I did it accidentally a few times already, that now we can connect the notes what we just did, but also slide with the right hand. Be aware, if you're a beginner, that will hurt. Okay? That's basically what I do. Tap, pull off, hammer on, tap, slide to the next note, slide back, and then start again. I can do the same thing with the B5. I'm pretty sure you've heard these kind of sounds a million times. I got the B5 on my G string on the 8th fret. I got the regular 5 on the 9th fret. So again, Guys, you still with me? Let's move on. So far we have only talked about minor pentatonic. Wow. Well, we know with minor pentatonic you come a long way in rock music, also pop guitar, whatever. But of course the next step would be the full scales, full minor scales or major scales. So let's say popular beginner's key, we are in G major. And what I do now is, let's say I'm on my high E string, I got the G, the A and the B. So what I do now, what we've already started at the A minor pentatonic when we introduced the flat 5, my left hand will play 3 notes per string now, G, A, B. And now my right hand has to figure out the other notes of the G major scale. So I really rush now, otherwise this video will be 2 hours. So that means G, A, B, 3, 5, 7, and then 8, 10, 12, F sharp on the 14th, and back to the G again. So my technique now would be tap, pull off, pull off, pull off, hammer on, tap. Okay. I think you got the idea, right? You do the same on the B string, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15. Of course, everything I said before you can do as well. Then we are on G scale is the 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12 and 14. D string 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, and if you want to play the octave, A string 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. And the low E string is the same like the high E string. Okay, slowly for the beginners. We are in G major or E minor, okay? G string, D string, A string, and the low E string. Of course, you can change position now. You go up. Oh, wait a minute. That would be next position, but you can combine it however you want. Like, what is pretty simple, I think you got the basic idea. We play notes of the G major scale, 3 notes on the left with the left hand, and then we tap other notes with the right hand. There's a lot of information in this video. I play the guitar for 40 years now, more than 40 years. So take it easy. The beginner player might already say, okay, that's too much for me, but it's no problem. Stop the video, get your basic technique done, and then check the next idea I presented. It's maybe not a good idea. I never liked playing licks. So everything I play is really happens in the situation. Of course, I play things my finger like to do because it's easy and I've played it a million times. But I try not to fall into cliches. So, of course, yes, we've all played that one. But try not to play it. A thing that is easy when you play major scales with 3 fingers is repeating patterns. So let's say when I play the G major scale on the B and E string on the 7th fret, it would be 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Okay? Or you do flat pick. The cool thing is I got the same pattern, 2 strings lower, but 3 frets lower as well. So now in G, still in G major, I start on the 4th fret on a D string, and the same on a G string. Okay, and the same thing, 2 strings lower, 3 frets lower as well. F sharp, G, A, D, C, D. So okay. Quite convenient, no? What has that to do with tapping? Wait a minute. We are in G major or E minor. That means if you have a song in G major, somebody tells you, hey, I got G, C, D, A minor, E minor, you know, okay, that song is in G major. You can either play the G major scale or the E minor scale. E minor scale, E major, E minor pentatonic. Oh, okay. So where would the E minor pentatonic be? Of course, it would be here. All in E minor, you can play all the empty strings. You can play E, A, D, G, B, E. But you can also tap them. Well, there cannot. But on the 12th fret, you can tap them. So now you already know where I want to go. My left hand on the E string and B string does this. And the right hand, the tapping hand, just or nothing new. I think you got the idea, right? I make it easy as possible for my left hand. I just play index, middle and pinky, but then I have to move it down 3 frets. And I make it even easier for my tapping hand I stay in E minor pentatonic, or everything G major of course as well, on the 12th fret. And then see what happens. I could do the same if you say, oh, but now we're in G major, now we are in C major. No problem, okay. C major scale, same technique I just did. And then of course I need the A minor pentatonic, because A minor is the relative minor key to C major. You got the idea, okay? It's not easy. I think this video gonna be way longer than I thought it will ever be. Okay, you got the idea. Major scale, left hand plays 3 notes, and the right hand, the tapping hand, plays the other notes of the scale on each string. And then to develop ideas or riffs, like we could say the same thing we just did, 1, 2, 4 in G major also works with I stay on E minor, but then I have a problem because the note I will play with the left hand I can't play with the right hand. So let me try to find something that works in G major but makes it easy, maybe just one. Can't do here because I would have the B flat, but I can do here on the 17th fret. All the notes my right hand plays on the 17th fret are notes within the G major scale. Now I gotta move my left hand, but I can stay with the right hand. Same thing on the E and A string. You got the idea. All in the major scale. Let me move on to the next chapter. Eddie was pretty cool, and that's what he did most of the times, in playing arpeggios. What does it mean? Well, basic chords, they consist of 3 notes. So that's the root, the third, major or minor, and the fifth. Okay? Let's change key, otherwise we just talk about G and C. Let's say we are in E. Okay, the E major chord exists of the root note is E, the third is G sharp, and the fifth is B. Okay? So you could play, but that has nothing to do with tapping yet. Let me approach how Eddie would play this, would have played it. We got the E on the open E string. We got the G sharp up here, and we got the B up here. Okay? Or we got, on a different string, we got the B, open B, we got the E, and we got the G sharp here. What we can do now, I go back to the E string, make it easier. We can play the E an octave higher. So we would have E, B, G sharp, E. I don't pull off to the open E string, I just play. Eruption, different notes, different string, but that's the basic technique of eruption. So we play the root, pull off to the third, that's G sharp, and hammer on to the B. So we got root, third, fifth. Okay. Where do we go from here? We can go, what is a typical movement in the key of E? Let's say we could go to A major. Simple. What notes do we need? A major consists of A, the root, C sharp, and E, the fifth. Haha, we got the E here. So the only thing we have to do is move our left hand from E major. Okay? And then make it easy, make it simple. We only play major chords. Is the B major on the fifth, back to the fourth, and back to the root. Okay, what do we have to do? E major, A major. Now be careful, left hand moves 2 frets up, B and D sharp, but right hand has to move up as well for the F sharp, the fifth in B. Okay, don't be afraid, as basically we're just in E major, and of course you do not necessarily only have to play the notes of the chords. So what you could do, and that's what Eddie does a lot as well in Eruption as well, I say does, did, so sad. We've got the E major. It's easy to change to the A major. But then we prepare the move of our left hand from A major to the B major by moving up the tapping hand. So one more time. I think you got the idea. Again, this video, how long is it now? I think it's already 2 hours. With this idea, we can of course also include open strings. So let's say we have a basic chord progression. Everybody know this song. B minor. Okay, I have to hurry a little bit. I got the B, I got F sharp, and I got D. These are the notes of B minor. This time I also pull off to the open string, makes it sound even more modern. Okay, next move is to A major. I need the A, but my left hand has to move as well. I play A, E, G sharp, C sharp, and the open B, what makes the ninth of the chord. Then the next chord is G major. I need the G here, I take the D here, and use the open B string. So that's the root, fifth and third of G. Then it moves to E minor. Can't do a lot here. I just move my left hand. That's E minor. And back to our B minor chord. You got the idea. The advanced guitarist knows, okay, my C major chord exists of a C, the third and the fifth. Okay? I can't reach the fifth. It's too far, but my tapping hand does. So C major. I want to change this chord to A minor, then just my tapping hand moves up to the A. Okay? I need a G major chord. That would be G, D and B. Where else do I go? I go back to an F major chord. Okay? And back to C, but maybe this time different. Whew. I think I lost my concept a little bit, but I think you got the idea. I'm talking about arpeggios. That means I have to figure out what chords I have in the background. Let's say an A minor. I have to figure out, okay, wait a minute, A, C and E, and then wherever on your fretboard, on whatever string, you take the A, you take the C, you take the E with the right hand, and here you are. Okay, let's make the A minor to a F major chord. F major, F, A, C. Okay, I have an F, A and C already. I need the F. Okay, you got me? Then we go to G major. I need G, B and D. Here we are. And then let's say we go to C major. C major is C, E and G. I got the G already. I need the C and the E. That's it. Okay. I have two more techniques, mind-blowing tapping techniques on my concept. The first one's pretty simple. What you do is you play a note with your left hand and then exactly 12 frets higher, not necessarily, but that's the basic of the idea. You tap the string right above the fret. But this time you don't do it like we did before to make the note ring. You just hit it and immediately lift off again. By doing so, you create artificial harmonics. Make the note ring but way higher. Okay, for the final chapter in my way too long Eddie Van Halen's mind-blowing tapping technique video, I want to talk about how to create chords with like you would play them, but you use your left and right hand to create these chords. But in a different way like we did before. Let's say with the B minor chord we just had, we had the open B string, we had the D, we had the F sharp, and then we tap the B again. We want to create the same sound but on different strings. So the B minor chord, we all know B minor, would be the root and the fifths, and then we need the third, that would be a D. So I play root and fifths with my index finger and the ring finger of the left hand, and I use my index finger of the right hand to tap the D. I can add the B again, the root again, 1 octave higher, basically 2 octaves higher. That's quite convenient, right? 7 on the low E string, 9 on the A string, 12s on the D string, and 12s on the B string. I can either play both simultaneously, or I play or other way around. A basic chord change in B minor would be up to the fourth E minor. E minor would be E, B, G and E. So I do exactly what I just did, but everything one string higher. B minor, E minor, okay, I think you got the idea, right? Then another typical chord change from B minor, we could go to A major, A and the fifth, but the right hand has to either go down or up to get the remaining notes we need. I just move up, okay? I'm on the 14th fret on the D string and 14th fret on the B string, whilst the left hand play 5th and 7th on E and A. This would work as well, but it's a bit trickier for the right hand, as we gotta play the C sharp and the A on the 10th and 11th fret. So 10th fret on the B string, 11th fret on the D string. I really want to conclude the video right now, but there is so much more possibilities you have. So we started from the very basic tap pull off or tap hammer on basics in A minor. We covered a few, up to you how you call it, licks or technical practices, ideas. For a bit more advanced, we included the B5, the flat 5, in our minor pentatonic, wherever it is. We had the topic with bending a string and then tap, but think about that when you bend a string a whole note, that also the note you tap will sound one note higher. We said there is a million options in this simple minor pentatonic, left hand and right hand also, but you can go horizontal, you can go vertical, you can slide, or you can advance. The left hand plays 3 notes like okay. And then we extended the whole thing to the full major scales with 3 notes per string like we did in G. Then we thought about arpeggios. That's a whole chapter, that's a month of practicing for a beginner. We thought about arpeggios. So that means think about, okay, what notes does a chord exist? And then stretch these notes on one string. Okay. We had to sing with the artificial harmonics. That's quite a simple thing. You just slap on the same note but 12 frets higher. And then the final thing, let's say the king's discipline, to play chords like you would play them as chords, but you split them with your left hand and right hand. Like, of course, you can do more. You could do the A and you play the A octave and the major third on the D and G string, like. You got the idea, right? Like B, you could make like root sevenths. You could make a B minor 7 chord, and the third. I think you all know what I mean. So that's it. Thanks a lot. I'm not sure how many of you are still with me. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, share it with your friends, and of course your comments are very welcome. Well, as you see with my tiny few subscribers I have so far, this is one of my first teaching or instructional videos. Don't hit me too hard, but if you got ideas to make it better or things you wanna have covered in one of the next videos, let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned and enjoy the lesson, improve, practice, and final words, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. Bye.